I just saw on the news that Japan accidentally sent out a missile attack from North Korea as well. So very, very interesting times we live in, folks. And speaking about North Korea, so the most recent cyber attack on cryptocurrency did come from North Korea, as I predicted a couple weeks ago, folks. And what is it, Bitcoin, whatever the hell, Ethereum, or who knows? But a lot of the cryptos are imploding today, as the stock market's having another rip-your-face-off rally, essentially because it looks like Japan and South Korea are going to ban cryptocurrencies. Stay away from this, folks, until they start trading options on this. I really don't even care. It's the Wild West. North Korea can cyber attack this. You know why? Because via back channels, we have told North Korea, if you mess with you can play with Sony, you can mess with cryptocurrencies. We really don't care. We don't regulate those things. You mess with people's bank accounts or our stock exchanges, we will treat that as a first strike, and we will level your country. So that's the other reason. It cracks me up that people are calling me today like, hey, why can't the government do anything about these hacks? It's not that they can't. It's that we've told them they really don't care about these. Just leave our main infrastructure alone. So we'll talk more about this at 1 o'clock today in our joint primary live trade brief and also our weekly options live trade brief. Sent out an alert a little while ago. Amazon actually jumped literally a half a percentage point between the time I sent out this alert and as I'm trying to work this order here. The weekly 13.15, 13.12 and a half, folks. This is just, you cannot keep a great stock down. I told you this time a couple weeks ago that Amazon and Apple would come out with their, oh my God, we destroyed Christmas report, and they did. So they came out with their we destroyed Christmas report today, as I told you they would do, and we have like 2 or 3 bull put spreads that have expired for max profit in Amazon, looking great. Wanted to leave the VIX up here for a second because let me brief stuff. We're going to talk China this afternoon as well. Starting to look like we might get into a little bit of a trade war here. Because China's got a massive trade surplus with the United States. He doesn't like that. Anyway, folks, check this out. Actually, let me bring this up first. Dow opened above 26,000 this morning. This was the fastest 1,000-point surge in history. And here's your daily hypocrite, or double standard update with Democrats. Last year, if Trump wins, the market and the economy will implode. This year, Trump has nothing to do with the markets and the economy. So there you go. So there's your Ron Burgundy quote. That escalated quickly. Folks, I've predicted this, and I've been right. I've been absolutely right. Jeffrey Gundlach is wrong, even though he and I got the Trump election and market rally wrong, folks. This is massive. We haven't even seen. We're still seeing companies come out almost on a daily basis and say, "Hey, we're giving money to our employees. We're hiring. We're acquiring." We still have companies like Apple with $1 quadrillion sitting over in County Cork, Ireland, that haven't even started to repatriate that cash, folks. This is. Look out. But here's what I wanted to focus on for our video today was this. The SPX is up. It was up 15. We're up about 9 now. The Dow's cooling off a little bit. Oh, geez. We're only the Dow Industrials are, look at that, up. This is incredible. So you ready for this? Market is up. The VIX is, look at this. Look at the VIX. We are all up almost 10% today on the VIX. Whoa, Wiz, I do not understand that. Well, that's because you're not a member here at TGO, and you should be. Next week, we're having a full throttle launch, folks, so we're going to open the doors to 25 motivated individuals, 25 only next week, to become a full throttle member. But anyway, folks, market is up, the VIX is up. Why is the VIX up? Well, some people might be sitting here saying, hey, this is a hold your nose rally. I don't know if this thing's to be believed. Those people are going to be sitting on the pine, and we're going to be laughing at them. Like the Journal did a story a couple weeks ago or a week and a half ago about, hey, these retail investors missed out on the rally. That's their fault. They sat there and listened to the liberal media about how this guy was going to crash the stock markets and the economy. We didn't. We got it right. But anyway, folks, it's this whole shithole gate. Are you kidding me? So the government runs out of funding on Friday, and Democrats not only did not one Democrat vote to give 90% of Americans more money in their pocket with a tax cut, they're also willing to shut this government down, to not fund the military, right? To not support our military for DACA, for illegal immigrants. Okay, so for over illegal immigrants, Democrats are willing to shut this government down. So that's why the VIX is spiking, is because they are stupid enough to do this. So the VIX is spiking. Take a look at this. We are at the highest VIX level in about a month, man. Look at this. We have a saying here in Top Gun Options, when vol is cheap, when volatility is cheap, down here in the plumbing the sub 10 level here, you buy it. When vol is expensive, you sell it. So at 1 o'clock this afternoon in our member brief, we might be doing what? Getting short volatility. Folks, even if the government closes, it ain't closing forever. That means this spike in volatility, which happens because massive hedge funds, large financial institutions have to hedge against stupidity in Washington. Folks like us, little remora fish swimming next to those sharks, can do what? We can take sniper shots and then get short vol here. Look at this. The VIX is a heart rate monitor. Up, we're freaking out. That freak out's gone. Freak out, gone. Little freak out, a little more of a freak out. They all end, folks. So we're going to take a look at a bearish double vertical on the VXX this afternoon. So make sure you tune in if you remember. So stocks ripping through. Trump's finally getting the attention he deserves on this. Real quick, for my members, GE got kicked in the jimmy today. So let's take a look at GE. Do not worry about this. This is actually good news. The stock was down 3% at its so far. Where are we? It's actually bouncing off the bottom here. We got down to as low as 18 bucks. Now we're recovering. Nice 30-cent recovery here, folks. This is to all my members. If you didn't get in the 2 GE positions, synthetic stock positions that I put on, this is a great opportunity. Why? They may break itself up. Look at AIG. I bailed out of AIG because it is the Death Star. A lot of institutional investors like a Carl Icahn got into AIG because they want to break a company like an AIG up, or a GE, because it's ginormous. Look at GE. Aircraft engines, medical imaging, railroads, right? Locomotives. So, and I didn't know this. This is... I thought they got rid of GE Capital. Even the journal said this. It said it's in here. It said GE Capital, a unit. You ready? Surprising investors with deeper than expected problems in a business unit many thought the company had left behind. Even the journal's like, we thought they got rid of GE Capital a couple years ago. So not the best news on its face, but folks, I got to be honest with you. This is time to get into it. A $6.2 billion charge in the fourth quarter, and it's going to have to set aside $15 billion over 7 years to bolster reserves at its GE Capital. This is surprising investors with deeper than expected problems in a business many had thought the company left behind. I absolutely thought I did, so it makes me feel a little bit better. The journal's confused, but this is a great opportunity to get back in here. Even if GE... it's going to take some time to break it up. I got to be honest with you, folks. This thing is poised to have a rip-your-face-off rally in 2018 with the infrastructure spending that Trump is planning on. So there's your entry point, though. What else we need to talk about? Get out of tech, folks. I nailed it last week. Another career call out of me, like the election. I said, dump Facebook. Zuckerberg's an idiot. He has zero knowledge of what being a fiduciary means to his shareholders. And the next day, the stock was down 5%. Man, what a great call. Hopefully everybody got out of that. If you haven't, get out of it now. Even though the stock might be up today, I don't care. Just about everything is up today, but it's over with for Facebook. I think this is going to be a dead cat bounce, and it's done. Maybe in a year or so, I'll take another look at tech, but that's redonkulous. So here we go, folks. Look at that. The fastest 1,000-point rise in this market in the Dow, that's the S&P 500, ever. And, of course, I'm sure Democrats and liberals today will look for fly shit in the sugar as to why this is bad. So I'm going to go swimming on some of these crocodile tealers. So have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge. And I'll see my members at 1 o'clock today for our joint primary live trade brief and weekly options brief.